We're at the Tim Brazier campus of North Greenville University. This is show after the show where you get to meet the people who make this community so great. Two people you're meeting today because there's a benefit concert that's coming up that I can't wait for you to know and learn about, because it's going to make a difference in a lot of ladies' lives who have addictions in their lives. But that's going to be a big turnaround because of the event and because of you participating in this. Mark Lynch is along with us. This is Allison Almeida, who's along with us as well. Mark, you may be very familiar with for a couple of reasons. One is the band Concealed Damage.
That's right.
Who he slays the guitar in this band very well. I don't know if you've seen him just yet. You were at, it was the Peace Center and the stage behind there not too long ago.
Yeah, the Reedy River concerts.
Yeah. Why Concealed Damage? That's a very interesting name.
So concealed damage is something we all have in our life.
Yeah.
That's no longer concealed when we recognize it, and we can go to the Lord and start working on that next new thing that's got on us, or that unforgiveness issue, or that horrible way we treated somebody earlier, or the lust thought we had, or whatever it is, and we can have healing immediately as Christ's children. So concealed damage became the name, and we all voted and accepted it.
Yeah, you notice that he said Jeff Lynch, which is Jeff Lynch Appliance, Electronics, Bedding, and Furniture on Roper Mountain Road in Greenville, where there's going to be a concert they're going to tell you about here in a few minutes that Concealed Damage is a part of. But that's a name that's been a part of our lives ever since I've been here. Your dad has had an amazing business that you've taken over, and you are running right now, but your story is absolutely amazing. Your dad, if I understand this right, he was a Sunday school teacher.
He did. He taught Sunday school. Yep. He was involved in Bible studies, and they were praying for me back in the day. And one of the pastors that was in his Bible study for about 22 years that he was a member of is now a pastor at our store who teaches every Friday morning in our chapel.
Oh, that's
Dr.
amazing.
Bob Whaley.
At 11, something happened in your life.
11, I received Christ. Yep. I gave my life to the Lord, and but I drifted after that. I wandered and got up with the wrong people and did a lot of dumb stuff. And in 1985, at my father's birthday, instead of committing suicide, God spoke to me, and I was convicted that evening that I needed to let go, and God showed me that He had a different path for my life. And that's why my heart's so passionate for Miracle Hill and the ministries they do through the Overcomers program for the men, and like for Miss Allison, she's in the renewal program for women. We need to let people know out there in Greenville and surrounding areas there's hope. If you have a loved one that's fallen into any type of addiction issue, there is a way out, and His name's Jesus.
Mark was mentioning Miracle Hill and their renewal center, which is where Allison is from, and you are a product of Miracle Hill, and what God can do through the convictions of His Holy Spirit, but what He's done in your life. I mean, your mom, I understand, passed away when you were really young.
Mm-hmm. When I was 8 years old, she actually passed away from an overdose.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I went to stay with an aunt for a little while, and then I guess just in my search to find what I didn't know at the time, but I knew something was missing, and I just went on this search. Starting at 11, I ran away, and I ended up getting locked up in a detention center at 11 for continuous runaway.
11 years old. Oh, my word.
Yes, like the Orange Jumpsuit Detention Center.
Wow.
So that led to this 2-year-long bouncing around to 32 different foster homes, group homes, emergency shelters, and just all of the stuff that entailed, you know. And I finally went to a group home when I was 13, and I had aged out of being committed to the state of them having custody of me, and they adopted me, and I lived with them until I was 18, went to college, and then was still just searching, like in every possible place that I could search for, I searched for it.
And then things started to unravel a little bit.
It did. The demand became more for the drugs because I was just dependent on that. Reality was just, I couldn't deal because I didn't know how to deal. And so I just looked to the drugs, and it just became a necessity to be in all the time.
You OD'd how many times?
I can't even count. The people at the emergency room knew me by name. They knew when they called in who was coming and what it was.
The last time you overdosed,
Mm-hmm.
that was significant.
Yes. I was in there, and I had contracted MRSA so bad that my organs had started shutting down. Body temperature dropped. They had to bring in like the warming blankets and everything. And I remember they were trying to start an IV, and they were getting prepped to do it in my head. And I just looked at the doctor, and I knew him before, and I was just like, "Don't let me die." And he's like, I don't know that I can save you this time. And I'm like, "What do you mean? You're a doctor, And so they were going to call my parents, actually, to let my parents know that if I made it, I had done significant damage, that I would at least lose an arm in the process. And I remember it was almost out of like a challenge or anger. I was like, "You know what, God, don't let me die. Like, is this it really? Like, you're such a good God, but you're going to let me die." And they worked on me, but I remember it was moments later that they were actually able to get an IV that wasn't in my head. And everything was just, they kept me heavily sedated, like in a medical coma, so that I could go through the withdrawals, because my body could not handle the withdrawals from all the drugs that I was on. After I came out of this fog there, they were like, "We have a sister ministry, Miracle Hill, and we would really like for you to go there and see the help that they can offer for you." And I'm like, "What do you mean? I've been sober 7 months. I don't need Miracle Hill." And I was angry. And I was angry when I got there. I wanted help, but I didn't want it the way they were offering it, because they were offering it out of love.
Right.
And I didn't comprehend that at all. And so it was touch and go there for a while. But no matter what I threw at them, they just continued to love me. Like, there was never "we can't help you." There was never a "you're too far gone." They were just like, there's somebody that can help you in this, I just remember there was this day that I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I don't have control. And it's just like it hit me that I couldn't. No matter how good I was, no matter what I did, I wasn't going to receive what I needed from anyone that's here. And I knew that I had to seek that somewhere else. And I just went, we have a prayer room, and I went there and I just prayed. And I was like, "You know what, God? It's yours anyways. I'm not going to hold on to it anymore." And I just couldn't control it. And I told him, I was like, "I'm tired of fighting this battle, because I can't. There's no way for me to win it without you." And I just gave it over. And I remember when I got done, I just had this peace. Like, I was okay. I was like, "You know what? This feels so good to have the freedom to know that I don't control this."
And now you have a relationship with Jesus.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. What do you think about Mark and Jeff Lynch Appliance and TV Center doing what they're doing on the 15th?
I think it's great. Just that God uses them, and they can see it in us. And it really, provides the ability for us to be there and to have this opportunity.
Yeah,
So.
Tell us about the day. It's going to start at 7, so we got to bring our lawn chair because it's in your parking lot.
Yep, we'll have chairs there for Allison and her friends and all the Overcomer men that will be coming. It's a family-friendly event, so no alcohol is allowed. Our band, we chose a couple of years ago that we would perform the best of classic rock. So all the good stuff that Rob, you and I probably grew up with.
Yeah.
Some Led Zeppelin, Journey, Foreigner, Styx, Rolling Stones, Stevie Nicks, Eagles. That's the kind of stuff we play, and we do it pretty good for a bunch of old people. So we'll have about 3 testimonies, and it's all about, giving back. I want people to know, Miracle Hill currently has, I think, over 650 people that are children that are homeless. They're men and women fighting to start their life over again, to get out of addiction. There's people at the rescue mission that they work with. There's so many ways in our market that Miracle Hill contributes, and it's a ministry for Jesus to help people get out of a horrible situation they're in and get the truth back in them and make them productive members of society again. And this concert's about a benefit for that, to raise money to help the renewal program. There's 2 houses there for these women that when there's nowhere else to go, they go in and they have the love of Christ. Like Allison shared, that's a beautiful thing. There's nothing too hard that Jesus can't deal with. And this is why we do it, for people like you. It's awesome.
Yeah, and
Keep up the great work.
just think, how many Allisons need help from a renewal center in Miracle Hill Ministries, and other men who need to
Yeah.
go to the Overcomers program, and all these kids that are involved as well that Miracle Hill is helping out, and you get to be a part of that. So this is a free event that you can come to in the parking lot of Jeff Lynch. It's right on Roper Mountain Road. It's the easiest thing to get to on Haywood Road because it's right off the interstate. So it's so easy to get to. Bring a lawn chair, bring your family. It's free to come to. Brewster's Ice Cream is going to be out. Chick-fil-A is going to be out, so you can get some good food while you're there. Don't have to bring anything in with you, just your lawn chair and your family. And be prepared, if you would, to do something to help out Miracle Hill. It's going to be a great night. It starts at 7, wraps up around 10 o'clock. And I like you're doing it in the evening because it's going to be cooler in the evening.
And the cost of their programs is how much?
I think it's $125, but like for me, I didn't have anything, so I have actually not paid anything.
That's the word we're looking for. This is one of the best words I've learned in advertising in business. It's called free. It's free. Jesus has already paid the price. This concert, we're going to raise money so that this can be a free ministry for these people to come get help. So come, find out what it's about.
We have links provided for you right on this page, so we'll be able to get you right to the parking lot of Jeff Lynch so you can be a part of this on Saturday the 15th. Again, it starts at 7. Bring the lawn chair, bring your family. Be prepared to help out as well, because there are Allisons all over the place that need that. And if you need help as well, we've got a link provided for you on this page as well. Just click on it right here. We'll see you next time for Show After the Show.